Hello, my name is Glenn Traylor, chairperson of Yampa Valley Gives. I'm here to talk about an awesome opportunity that's happening on December 9th within our community. Yampa Valley Gives is the regional champion for Colorado Gives Day, a statewide 24-hour giving campaign that allows you to give where you live to your favorite local nonprofits. This year, you can go to yvgives.org and give to our local 40 participating nonprofits. I'm really excited to announce 2 incentive funds which will boost your donations on the day of giving on December 9th. First is a statewide incentive fund provided by First Bank Colorado of $1 million. Second is a local incentive fund provided by El Pomar and Betcher Foundations of $20,000. So please, on December 9th, join us at McKnight's Irish Pub from 5 p.m. to midnight to give where you live.
Good morning and welcome back live from the studio this morning. I'm here with Ian Engel, and Ian is with Northwest Colorado Center for Independence. We were having a real good chat off camera about that, and it's a wonderful organization. Ian, thanks for coming in this morning.
My pleasure, George.
Getting up bright and early to spend your morning with us.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your fantastic organization.
Sure, we're a Center for Independent Living, and Centers for Independent Living have been around since the mid-'70s, grew out of a civil rights movement. People with disabilities of all different kinds got together and asserted our right to live in the community. I was just saying to Julian, kind of to drive the point home, by the time it cost $300 a day to live in a nursing home, I could live on a cruise ship for $300 a day and probably get better food and better care. So the point is that we all have a right, regardless of age or ability, to live in our own homes and to choose and direct our own supports. So the way it works is kind of, what is your goal to live well in the community? What do you need to get there? What are the resources available? And then let's make a plan and pull together those supports so that you're not sort of running through this gauntlet of gatekeepers where everybody's got a different file or a different case, and you feel like you're being pinballed all around. So I have some control over who's got what role in my life, and I'm an actively engaged person in my own life rather than being relegated to a passive observer as people take care of me.
Yep.
In the name of health and safety, I think we often just really rob folks of the opportunity for growth. I don't know about you, but every mistake I ever made was a growth opportunity, and everything I ever learned was from making mistakes. So I think we have we kind of pushed the envelope a little bit with that civil rights history and philosophy around right to fail and dignity of risk, and don't overprotect me, let me live life. We were just talking about getting out and doing some adaptive sports and things like that. So I guess everything that we do, and we work with anybody of any age, any disability, free of charge. We cover Routt, Moffett, Rio Blanco, Summit, and Grand County, so we have the whole northwest corner. And it's completely what we call consumer driven. I mean, somebody comes in, and like I said, whatever your goal is, we're going to go along for the ride. We don't do anything for you. People say, what can the Northwest Colorado Center for Independence do for me? And I'll say, we can't do anything for you, but we can do just about anything with you. The idea is that we're not going to foster dependency or reinforce entitlement. We're not going to rob someone of the sense of accomplishment. When you achieve something, we're not going to take the blame when it goes wrong either. We're gonna be there for you and go along for the ride. So essentially, it's your life. How are you trying to live well in the community is the key, and how can we support you to do that and help pull together the resources and services.
Fantastic. It's just an awesome support structure. Yeah. And you've been there.
Yeah.
So who better to help out than someone that's actually been through it? So wonderful organization. Now you've been with them sort of for over 10 years. You've done, you were in Boulder, you were in Durango.
Yes.
Newly in Steamboat, coming up to 2 years.
Coming up on 2 years in Steamboat, loving it here. It is one of those things that you mentioned, kind of the peer support aspect of it. We are, in order to be certified as a Center for Independent Living, we have to be on staff and our board of directors over 51% people with significant and permanent disabilities. So somebody can't come in Well, there's a lot of rapport that's there because I have been through it.
Yeah.
So, you know, if somebody comes up to me and they studied social work or whatever in college, and they're going to come and try and tell me what it's like to live in the community with a disability, I'm going to have some reticence, some hesitation about, well, how do you really know? But somebody comes into our shop, they see right away, oh, here's a bunch of people who are living it. So there's an instant sort of trust and rapport that goes on there. It also, again, goes back to doesn't really work toward reinforcing entitlement, because somebody can't come into our shop and say, oh, I have a disability, what do I get? Well, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It's what do you want to get, and how can we support you to do it for yourself?
Exactly.
I mean, so there's that peer support element is one thing that separates us, I think, from a lot of other service providers. And the other is that we don't really try to provide services. Now, when I talk about services, the kind of services you need to live well in the community as an older adult or a person with a disability are transportation, housing, attendant services, social and recreational opportunities are underrated. If you can have all the supports you need, but if you're sitting in your house with nothing to do, isolated, that's kind of a drag. What else is there out there that people can use to live well? Employment ends up being a big goal. A lot of people trying to find employment, so then we start reaching out to the business community. The idea is that we work with existing service providers, transportation, housing, social recreation, to bring those supports and services to the person. And we work with those service providers to become more inclusive and accessible and accommodating. So we aren't trying to provide the services as much as we're trying to foster a community and realize a community where those services are naturally available.
Yep.
So we've kind of moved from this institutional bias in this country where we're going to warehouse people in congregate facilities in the name of health and safety and relegate them to passive observers of their own life, to kind of a safety net of service providers, which is what we have now. And a vision for the future, I think, would be more natural supports. So for instance, if I can go to the bank and be accepted, poverty, disability, and all, and get a personal banker who sits down and goes through my finances, I get automatic deposit of my income, automatic pay of my bills, and a debit card that can't be overdrafted. Boom, I don't need a conservator or a representative payee. I've got that support natural in the community. Mm-hmm. Go to the grocery store and the clerk is able to help me do my shopping, you know, and assist me in this grocery store. Then I don't need to take an attendant with me everywhere I go, because and it starts to take some of the strain off of the financial strain off the system, and it just is more a natural environment for people to live.
I like everything that you're saying and doing, and it's awareness and it's education as well. And certainly, you know, where we live, there's a lot of extreme sports, and you'll get a lot of people that get injured and get a disability. Where do they go to? Where do they turn to? You just don't think about these things, and you guys have been there, done that. You know what's going on, and you can certainly help them, assist them.
Right.
Get used to.
I know for my own part, I was, what happened to me, I was jumping around in a tree 40 feet high at age 21. I was at Michigan State University at the time I was wrestling there, which had nothing to do with it other than rather than being passed out on the couch drunk, I was 40 feet high in a tree, blacked out drunk, jumping around. But at 21 years old, you know, learned a life lesson there. Don't get drunk and climb trees, the easy one for the kids.
Yeah.
But the point is that I fell out of the tree, and I you know, there I was, a Big Ten athlete, you know, in prime of my life. I had never even really known anyone with a significant disability in my life, and woke up in the hospital. They said, you're going to be paralyzed for life. And I thought, geez, I got to be strong for my mom. She's going to be devastated. I got to let her know I'm going to be all right. But one of the, to your point, Julian, one of the more, I guess, encouraging things that happened to me was when the first wheelchair that I got that was going to be my own, the guy who brought it in was pushing a wheelchair himself.
Wow.
So he's pushing a wheelchair and brings in my chair, and this guy played wheelchair basketball and everything else, and I took a look at him and I said, check this dude out. He's got him a good job selling wheelchairs. That kind of makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. He's got family. He's getting around fine. It seems like he's enjoying life. So I think we as a Center for Independent Living are sort of able to bring that element in of you can live well with a disability regardless of what your age or ability is. We all have optimal health, and we look at a lot of things like nutrition, and again, social and recreational opportunities, alternative therapies, and a lot of those extreme athletes you're talking about don't stop.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're still out there.
They just adjust.
We just adjust
Yeah.
and we use adaptive equipment, and there's some amazing athletes that use adaptive equipment.
Yeah,
in this
we were
state.
talking off camera that you've got the seated skis.
Yep.
So you hit the mountain when it's snowing. You've
Yep.
got the handle bike.
Yep, the handstand. There's two different rigs, actually several different. There's one for mountain biking. I did a climb up Emerald Mountain a couple months ago with a friend of mine that was quite a grunt, and took me 4 hours to get up and 10 minutes to get down.
Yeah.
And then I've got a hand cycle. I've done several 100-mile rides through the mountains, and there's wakeboarding. They have this rig where there's a steel cage about a foot off of the wakeboard, and you sit on a canvas sling and get out there and try to clear the wake.
Yeah.
And
So there's no reason to slow down or be stopped. It's,
no,
it's all out there.
I can't even think of a sport that hasn't been adapted. They
Yep.
have Nordic rigs where you sit in this chair and it's got two skis and you just pull
And where you go.
through the cross-country trails. So I almost do more in spite of myself
Yeah.
because of all the cool equipment and opportunities than I would have if I hadn't had this opportunity
Yeah.
to get out and check out some of the adaptive
You're an
sports.
inspiration for sure, Ian, and the organisation you have is great because you can pass all of this on to anyone with a disability, and you don't discriminate, any age,
Yeah.
any disability, and you guys can assist.
That's right, it's all free of charge. And again, the only thing that you need to be eligible for our services is to have some sort of a disability. And I mean, that just means it's a permanent condition. It's not gonna go away. We work with students with learning disabilities all the way up to older adults who went into nursing home for rehab and now maybe using a chair, and getting back into their home in the community is a challenge because it's not accessible, and attendant services. I mean, I don't know about you, but by the time I get to the point, if I live that long, where I need assistance with going to the bathroom or bathing or getting up and getting dressed, I might want to know you a little bit.
Yeah,
You know,
that
what have you
would
been
help.
touching lately? I don't know. I might, want to interview. I might want to advertise, interview, hire, and train you.
Yep.
I might want to choose who's coming in and out of that door, and if you're not doing a good job, maybe somebody else wants the money I'll pay for doing that. So this is a whole different concept, this being able to choose and direct our own supports and being in control of our own life than being stuck in a nursing home or some sort of a custodial environment. So a lot of what we do is work with folks, like I said, it can be students with disabilities who are trying to make that transition from the all the services and supports in school to adult life in the community. That's a big shift.
Yeah,
So
huge.
work with the family to develop a picture. What's a good day? And everybody thinks about, what am I going to do when I graduate, right? So we just try to make a plan for what's life going to look like when I graduate and enter adult life in the community. It could be an adult with a disability living with your parents. Are you thinking about moving into your own place? What does that look like? What supports do you need to make sure that you're healthy, safe, and have everything you need to reach your goals for living well in the community?
For sure, and the way that you can help, your website, let me
Yes.
just read it out here, is www.nwcci.org. That's the Northwest Colorado Center for Independence. You have a chance to help this great organization. You can help today, but we're building up to December 9, which is Yampa Valley Gives Day, and more than 20 non-for-profits in the Yampa Valley are vying for your money for a few dollars to help them continue to do the good work they're doing. You can donate today, but on December 9, there's a few incentives and a few boosts that can really assist these organizations. So it's yampavalleygives.org. It's part of Colorado Gives. It's a national giving day. But, NWCCI, what a fantastic organization. They're there to support many members of our community
Absolutely.
in the right way. And their website, nwcci.org. Check them out. You can also link through the Yampa Valley Gives website to these guys. And on December 9, dig deep, throw some dollars. That way, it's all going to extremely good causes. The thing I love about Yampa Valley Gives is that money staying in the Yampa Valley.
That's right.
It's for our community.
Give where you live. You could give it to the government at tax time, and we'll do our best to get it back out of the government and back into our community, or you can give it to us more directly, and we'll put it to good use right here.
Very much so. December 9. Ian, thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming down.
pleasure.
Absolutely. Appreciate you coming bright and early. Your lovely shepherd's just having a sleep in the corner, old Zuma.
Zuma, you want to come here? Say hi.
Let's see if we can...
Come here, say hi. Come here, Zuma.
Look at this beautiful.
Come here, Zuma. Come here,
Hey,
little
little
boy.
Zuma.
Come here. Come here. Come here, say hi.
A little bit camera shy, this one.
Yeah.
Beautiful dog there.
That's nice.
There you
Good
go,
boy.
Zuma. Thanks again, Ian.
Yeah,
we
pleasure.
appreciate it. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you for your support.
Clear.